Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the after credit scene for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Now, for those of you who have not seen this movie yet, um, there are some spoilers ahead. I definitely think you should stop the video if you have not seen the movie yet, and if you have seen it, well, let's talk about it. So the movie itself, I'll briefly talk about it without going into too much detail. Um, is a sense of Wakanda trying to move on from T'Challa's death and trying to regroup and try to understand what needs to be done. And as this goes on, the U.S. government finds out that there is vibranium in the ocean, and apparently there are also some sort of humanoids in the ocean as well that actually stop them from taking the vibranium. We find out that they are underwater people, and they are led by this guy named Namor. And the fight ensues and everything else, and then Wakanda and Namor have to discuss and talk terms on basically stating that if this device gets used again to find vibranium in the ocean, we will need an ally, and if you do not help us, then you will be an enemy. Because anybody who is not with us, they are against us. And so Wakanda goes to look for the scientist who happens to be this young woman who's 18 years old, um, flying circles around people in MIT, doing some of the greatest work ever to be seen since Tony Stark himself. She's able to do what Tony Stark had to wait years to do. Now, granted, the technology is there now because of him, but she can definitely go beyond that. So then we see Suri having to deal with this loss of her brother, not wanting anybody to be the Black Panther again, and then her mother dying, and then her going nuts to the point where she wants to kill Namor. She recreates the heart-shaped herb and almost killed her people by trying to trap him and kill him. And that's when she realized that she is better than that. And so she lets him live as long as they stop the fight, and he agrees. So the war ends between Wakanda and Namor's people, and she gives up being queen. She doesn't want anything to do with Wakanda being a leader. Um, and Baku, who definitely helped her see the right pathway, decides that he wants to fight for the throne and see if he is worthy enough to be king of Wakanda. So that being said, we definitely see all that going down, and then we have the after credit scene. Now, there was only one, so there was a rumor that there was going to be one with Doctor Doom, but it was later taken out from what we hear. Now, this one was much more tugging on the heartstrings than pushing the story along, in my personal opinion. Now, some people might disagree. We'll talk about that a little bit. That being said, in this after credit scene, Suri goes to Haiti, where T'Challa's girlfriend has been for years, and that's when she introduces Suri to her nephew, T'Challa. So T'Challa had a child, and named him T'Challa to pass the name down, and he didn't want his son to be um, stressed by the pressures of the royal life. And so, because of that, he requested that she take him. Now, granted, I don't think they chose Hades specifically, but it was to get away from Wakanda. And Suri was so happy and everything else, and that's how the after credit scene ends. So, one of the things about this is we see Suri finally go full circle in the sense of realizing that, there's more to life than being king or queen and also being the Black Panther. Now, we assume that she still has her Black Panther abilities, so she definitely will don on the cowl once again. But this opens up the door to another MCU character. Now, in the comics, T'Challa does have a child in one universe. I believe it's M20, M2. In the world M2, we get to see all of the heroes and villains that we once knew, um, the next generation. So seeing their kids now being the heroes or the villains. So in this, we actually have, and we do not know, I have to emphasize this, that we actually do not know in that version whether or not who the mother is. So in this universe, um, the son is named after T'Challa's father instead of T'Challa. So that's one of the big key differences there. And then this one, he apparently has a mutation that allows him to transform himself into a Black Panther humanoid, which makes him much more powerful than any of the Black Panthers before him. So could we see this this version of Black Panther in the future? Very possibly, but it is unclear. So we'll have to wait and see where it goes to. But overall, very excited to see what happens with Namor in the future, and also what happens to Wakanda and the future of Black Panther. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Did you like this movie? Did you not? Overall, I thought it was so great. Definitely pulled on the heartstrings. Um, I definitely was emotional for several parts of that movie, for many reasons. Definitely go see it if you have not seen it already. But oh, such a great movie. Now, that being said, if you like the content you see here, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a good night.